Hi, welcome to the channel of the Marriage Foundation, where you are so welcome to learn the truth about marriage from someone who has seen it all. I used to be a divorce mediator. That was over 22 years ago. And I thought I knew a lot then, but then I had a couple ask me to help them save their marriage. I got into learning about marriage, but not as a psychologist. I'm not a Western psychologist by any stretch. And so I had to look at marriage very differently. And what I discovered is amazing. And it's more amazing that everyone doesn't know what I discovered. But I do know that it will eventually become common knowledge. In the meantime, those of you who have found us are very fortunate indeed. And hopefully this video is going to show you, and you'll subscribe, and you'll learn a lot about marriage. So a special welcome to you if you're here for the first time. So this topic is very interesting. What you should do if your husband shows symptoms of wanting to leave you. 3 things. And so it's cool that you're recognizing that he wants to leave you, because it's different for men. Men rarely notice, but women are deeply intuitive. For the most part, very few women are blindsided. So if you're picking this up now, stay till the end of this video, because number 3 is the most important. You might even just skip ahead if you choose. So, number 1, don't confront or question him, because it doesn't work. Ever. There's no way to approach the subject. It doesn't matter how calm you are. It doesn't matter how slick you are. It doesn't matter how comforting or whatever. None of that works, because the way our minds work, male or female, is by having filters that allow in information in a particular way. We hear things in a particular way until the mind either goes safe or dangerous. And in this case, if you start asking him, it's going to be dangerous, and bam, there's going to be the reaction. Now the reaction will be, and you know this from 9th grade or 8th grade, fight or flight, because he's going to be put into a defensive posture. That's the last thing you want. You also don't want him to start talking about it if he is thinking about leaving you, because then he might start thinking, wow, she's starting to get aggressive. She's backing me up against the wall. What do I tell her? And maybe I'm better off without her. So the last thing you want to do is push him further off the edge. So number 1, don't confront him, don't question him, don't get into a conversation. In fact, if he brings it up, change the subject. Smile. Tell him you love him. Become, lovey-dovey. And we'll get to this in number 3. Number 2, trust your intuition. Don't imagine that you're imagining this. Your intuition is right. It wouldn't just come out of nowhere that you're thinking that he's thinking that. It's real. Don't pretend to yourself that it's not. Don't bury it. Don't sweep it under the rug. However, don't freak out. Take it for what it is for you in the context of your wanting to have your marriage change into something much better. Take it as a wake-up call. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of people freak out and they go, oh my God, how do I save my marriage? And they imagine something like it's slipping off a cliff, and if I just reach over the cliff and grab him and pull him back. No, that's not how it works. The reality is that you're married to join your hearts, soulmates, to come together. So ask yourself the question, is that what's been happening in my marriage? And the answer is no. You have not been doing that. If anything, through criticism, complaining, condemnation, expectations, you've been pushing your husband away, and he's been pushing you away. and you have this distance between you. That's what you're recognizing. So you don't want to grab him out of desperation and pull him back in. It doesn't work. You don't want to change this behavior or that behavior, because that is manipulative. That's not being who you are. So what do? And here we go to number 3. This, by the way, this whole class, if you will, this video is not a setup for you to get the course for women. It's not a sales pitch. But the truth of the matter is that's what you need. Because by the time your marriage has gotten to the point of where your husband is leaving, and he is leaving, what you need to do is you need to stay calm. You need to learn about marriage. You need to learn about interactions. Most important, you need to learn about changing yourself. Because only change within yourself is going to change the outer you. And by changing the outer you, you're changing the entire dynamic of your marriage and become a magnet for him instead of repulsing him. So go to our website and look up our approach to marriage, look up our system, see how we do it. If it makes sense to you, get the course for women. You will be one among thousands who never regretted doing it. And I believe that in your case, if you're searching this title, that is exactly what you need. It's exactly what you ought to do. And we have TMF marriage counselors to support your endeavor, but we want your marriage to produce what it is meant to produce: happiness, love, harmony. And it can be done. It is not too late. It is not a good idea to go get counseling. It is a good idea to get the course for women. So I hope that you heed this. I used to be a divorce mediator. I've seen this. I know what will work. We are all here for you. We're all volunteers. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and you have our prayers. God bless you. Leave a like on this video if it's helped you. God bless you. Take care.